I pulled down in the Shore Motive mix.
Hold on, I have to answer this question.
You're still louder than Doc. You're noticeably louder than Doc.
Yeah, but if
Okay,
I put it louder to me over here in Final Cut, it's pegged and it's distorted. So like, yeah, it's a catch-22.
I wonder if is it the auto level? Is that what makes the difference?
No, you're fine. Cause I'm the one that has to produce this shit. So, and also Paul's hearing it from Zoom. So Zoom is gonna do its little processing, and when I look at it in Final Cut, you're always lower than me, and then I use Alphonic to even it out. So this might be the case for the YouTube stream, but the YouTube stream is irrelevant. This might be the case for the YouTube stream, but the YouTube stream is irrelevant. This might be the case for the YouTube stream, but the YouTube stream is irrelevant. This might be the case for the YouTube stream, but the YouTube stream is irrelevant. This might be the case for the YouTube stream. Where was that coming from?
It was me. I couldn't find the window to mute. I didn't know you went live.
Of course I went live. I'm always live. Like I was like,
we
the
always
remix.
And I can't mute Facebook till it's live. So
well, only Kevin. I was gonna say people in the chat Kevin and Mike probably thought they had added a little something extra to their coffee.
Can I have some of that extra in my coffee?
I just wanted to make sure you were hearing what you were hearing.
Yeah, so it's understandable that like if it's weird in the YouTube stream, I guess no biggie because it's for the final production, and if I crank her here, it would distort inside Final Cut. And Final Cut is actually she comes in lower, so I use Alphonic to adjust it to make it even, Steven. Yeah, it's crazy. Super whatever. Weird shit happens. We'll call it that. All right, sorry. I'm trying to send this message. What's happening, Miss Luniverse?
Everything and nothing. Everything and nothing. Trying to
Kevin said Paul was just trying to make sure everybody was awake.
Here we are. Hey, Yolanda. Hello. Yeah, I am this week trying to get ahead on some videos. Well, not get ahead, trying to catch up on stuff that I'm behind on, because next week in Video Creator Club, we're doing a 12-day challenge that I've designed, because like everybody does Vlogmas, which is cool. Like I'm for that. But the one that we're doing is 12 days of video creation. It's a batch creation challenge. So it's to create 12 videos that don't go out until next year, one a week. So then you have a video for the first 12 weeks of 2025.
I don't know why I struggle so hard with batch creation, but I struggle with batch creation.
Yeah, I struggle with it also. So that's where that's the challenge. Because I was like, Vlogmas, I was like, I can make a video every day. That's not a big reach for me, but thinking ahead 3 months, right? Making a season. Essentially, we're just making a season of content, and it's then everything else you make is for funsies or it's bonus, but like to start out the year with a win, right? Is what I want. I want everybody to start feeling like a winner.
All right, so sell me on batch creation. Why should I do it?
So should it be your only content? No. But if you can think of like when Stranger Things comes out, right? They've made that whole season. They're not making that episode this week. Right? So you can kind of think of an overarching theme. You can feel good knowing that they are scheduled out. You can start to build some scheduling repetition for the audience. And this is also something like just to take off your plate that every Monday at 9 a.m. there's already something scheduled. So you could still make other videos. It's not saying like that's your only video and you can't touch videos for another 12 weeks. That's the opposite. We want to continue making videos, but at least we know every week there is something there. And it's also the exercise in thinking, what topics can we cover that will still be relevant in 12 weeks?
See, there's the problem. So that's what so Mike said what I said. And maybe it's because we come from ENG background.
What's ENG?
Sorry, I just said sorry. Come at
I
me,
don't mind
girl.
asking. Like, if
I'm
I
just
don't know, I'll
messing
ask
with
for
you.
clarification.
I was going to answer because I knew you was going to say that after I let it out, and that beat came. Mary Lou was going to ask, "It's electronic news gathering."
Yeah.
Um,
Right. So news won't work like this. News
yeah, fully
news
understand.
can't do this. Yeah.
Because of our ENG background, we like to shoot current. And although I'm talking about YouTube and I'm talking about content creation, and in theory it's evergreen, but in theory it's not evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, for instance, um, last year this time there was conversation about something was going to change in YouTube and it was going to make thumbnails less important. And I believed it for like 3 seconds.
Right.
And then seconds five, I'm like, nah, man, thumbnails is everything. And so, had I done all the batch content and came out here like I'm the YouTube expert and here's the latest trend coming up, blah, 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 and I put out that video, it is sitting there me looking faulty when
Uh-huh.
thumbnails is my life. I think thumbnails is the most important shit. Because imagine stepping to somebody who you want to have a conversation with and you look like you just came out the forest all dusty and dirty, breath kicking like Bruce Lee. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You want to put your best foot forward, so that's your thumbnail.
Yeah.
So I always, and so for same as Mike, I struggle with batch creation because I like to be current and I like to be on topic. I like to be
Uh-huh.
talking about the Fuji XM5, not the Fuji XM1, which came out 12 years ago.
For sure. Okay. So you don't make the videos in the batch about that. Those are the ones you make week to week.
No, fully understand that, but my brain, yeah, okay, I see
Okay.
what you're saying.
So, but like, so then if you distill it down, like if you look at your list of like hundreds of ideas, there's things that you will not even make for the next 3 months because you're busy making the current stuff, right? Like one of the ones I have is things I learned my first year as a creator. That's the same now as it is in 3 months because my first year as a creator was years ago, but the lessons are still the same.
True.
Right. So it's like stuff like that. It's not that you're making, here's how to win on YouTube in 3 months, like the current things are the current things. Those are the ones you make week to week, day to day. But the ones you can batch are the, whatever, the evergreen content, stuff that is a little different,
I think I also in my head, I feel because I'm anti-batch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know where I got anti-batching from. I want to say some mean shit.
Say it, say it.
There was a time where a lot of the people that were coming into the Ecamm fam were the marketing
Uh-huh.
go to field course creators. You know who they are, the conference people.
My favorites.
Yeah, and all they ever talked about was batching content, batching content, batching content.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you shouldn't have batched that content because you still don't know what you're talking about.
You still don't
You
know what
didn't
you're
know what you were
talking
talking
about,
about.
yeah?
Then you have been told that what you said is wrong, but you still published that video because it was already made and you don't have to recreate it. So you have been corrected on the bullshit you say, I know because I corrected you to your face. And then you
And
agreed
that's
to my face, and then you still published that video because you had already shot it with the bullshit wrong info in it, and you still selling it. You still selling it. You selling it and
right.
telling it. So I think
So are
because all of the d bags that make those videos, I think that's why I'm anti-batching too, is because of them.
but then does not apply to what we talked about last week
Yeah, same thing Kevin
of
said about
right.
clickbait. I know.
Right.
I know.
It's like, but like, isn't that interesting for us that like we're unstucking things because like very much the same of things that like are not necessarily bad advice, but they came from people who don't know what they're talking about. So we're like, that must also be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It's like looking at Jim Tammy Faye Baker or the dude that owns Liberty College now. I forgot his name on purpose. It's like looking at them and then being mad at all Christians because those guys are dicks.
Yeah. So, but
But
that is our job
yeah,
as, the
unstuckers.
creator advocates that we are, is to kind of find the things that people like is not necessarily bad, but like could be useful if that is your workflow. I am not a batch creator. I don't like doing that. That's why I want to do
So
the
that's why you're
challenge.
pressing it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
So
like,
it's
trust
like
me, for
it's
this challenge I just did, even though I only have 4 more left to do, um, this totally would work for batching. Because I could sit down on
mhm.
Sunday and make 10 of them and just drip them out. But then that defeats the purpose of putting yourself in position to create a video meaningfully on the fly and get it out, produce it and get it out in a short time frame just to show people that it can be done.
Mhm.
So
Right, which
I think
is
that's
a
dope
different
though.
challenge.
That's a
Mhm.
different challenge. So now everybody can know there was no, just in case you didn't recognize because I don't get down like that. There's no batching involved in these 30 videos. I record each one of them shits each day, edit it, post it, write the description, the whole 9 yards. Okay, Chad writes the description. Well, Claude, but you know. All right, that was all. That was a deep
Yeah.
sidetrack into nothing.
No, but like I think it could be useful if we want to talk about today, like someone
Bro, how
else's
about go to
workflow isn't your
ecam.com?
workflow.
I answered this question in the other chat. It's the same thing. Go to ecam.com, click the link, you're done. That's it. It's on I can't say it's going on sale, but common sense should follow above that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yo,
so
rap. Rap,
if we
rap,
want
rap.
to talk about like because it is useful.
Well, I guess it's funny too that I'm super anti-batching because now that Ref comes in, for what we do for client work, it's all batching,
Mhm.
right? That's what we did. We went out and we recorded their commercials or their promos for the new condos that are coming up or new planes that were going somewhere for Hawaiian. So yeah, it's funny because like in commercial work, that's exactly what we do. We batch.
Right, and that's the concept is like in making a season of a show, like
Got it.
is the idea, and that's not that that will be your only content. That is just your Monday video, and
Yeah.
hopefully you're still making other stuff as you go along. And you know me, I'm like, what is the hardest thing for me to do? Let me do that.
Yeah, that's me too. I like that. I like that. That's how you keep it moving, right? Always try to challenge
Yeah.
yourself to do the hardest thing. I think I think it's funny you say that because a huge portion of our people are always looking for the easiest way to do something. And I think the reason why it chaps my nads so much is because I'm exactly the opposite. I'm like, nah, let's what's the hard thing? Let's get the hard thing done first, right? So if I had to go to dinner at somebody's mama house, I'm not gonna tell that somebody's mama I'm not eat the broccoli, but I will stuff all 4 pieces of that shit in my face as fast as I can to get it out, and then go to the rest. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's funny. That's funny.
Cool. All right. So is there a topic in this? Is there? There is. There is. Is it in doing the hard thing versus the easy thing?
Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
in
Yes.
you
Do the
don't have
hard
to
thing.
just copy other people's
Yes.
workflow? Workflow, but
Oh,
your own workflow is the most important.
a hundred
Like
percent.
those are like two different directions we could go in.
I like the concept of doing the hard thing first, and I also like the concept. I don't know if you heard me say this on Saturday or no, you weren't there. Um,
Hmm.
I am very much on this thing. I was talking to Gretchen. Oh, I told you yesterday. That's why I knew I told you. I was telling
Hmm.
Gretchen, and she's traveling, so she's not gonna be here today. But we were just talking about like all of the people that come in and they want like, oh, if I get your Notion template, I'm gonna be able to do this. No, you're not. Or if I
Hmm.
get your Ecamm template, I'm gonna be able to do this. No, you're not. No matter what, you're not gonna be able to do it because the thing that's slowing you down is not the lack of templates. Templates are all up at Etsy, bro. You can go to Etsy and you get a template for building templates on Etsy. Like, like there's a template for everything on Etsy, right? What's slowing you down is you want somebody to give you permission to fill out a form to succeed. And the example I gave Gretchen, I guess I shouldn't share it right now in case we do this. It's
Yeah,
better.
you can. Yeah, I think let's do the hard thing first because I have stuff to talk about with that too.
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay.
my
So let
my
me
my
pull
fight
our
against
infos.
templates is, um, if I gave you the list of 9 tubes of acrylic paint you need to buy from Dick Blick or Michael's, wherever you shop, and I gave you the palette board and the palette knife and the 6 different brushes and the gesso and the G clay, you still could not paint Starry Night.
Oh,
Like you
you
just
did say that.
couldn't.
Yes, yeah.
Even if I gave you the exact paint, the exact color. Now he didn't have Dick Blick and Michaels. He made that joint out of egg yolks and cerulean and a whole bunch of other stuff. But whatever. If I gave you all of that stuff, cut your damn ear off, you still could not paint Starry Night. So the template is not the answer, bro. Like the answer is in doing the work so you then have the skill so that you can then put out the content. You know
We're
what I'm
dark side,
saying?
light side vibes today.
Why? Oh, our outfit?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm always dark side, homie. You know what it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I like, yeah, because like I could, and that's why I never am scared to tell people exactly what I do. Like some people are like, wow, you just give all that away for free. And I'm like, well, you could copy me step by step. It's not going to be the same.
Nope. Listen, I don't care. It's on Black Friday sale, by the way, if you need to get yourself into a Final Cut course. But after you finish Raphael's editing course, the link is in the description. If you go in docrock.live/Final Cut Pro, you can get to Rafi's course. You can get it on sale. But you're not going to be Thelma Shoemaker after you finish Raphael's course. You're not going to be Pietro Scalia. You're just not. Those are famous editors, by the way. Uh, you just ain't. You're not even going to be Raphael Ludwig. Let me give you the actual link to the course so you can get that Black Friday sale. Because you do need to take it, like if you need to edit in Final Cut. But I'm just saying, like, just taking Rafi's course doesn't automatically turn you into that. They could be Rafi. He's giving you permission to be him. Yeah. So that is, and like I said, not to mess up my commercial, it doesn't mean you don't need to take it. You should take it because you need to know how to use Final Cut. But it's just one of those things where I think people are expecting like some kind of like crazy miracles or whatever. And yeah, man, it's not gonna happen. Boom. Paul got it. I could have sworn I made a short version, but and maybe not. Paul has it on my sheet of all the things. That's why Rebrandly can't find it because I never did make the short link. Anyway, take the Black Friday course so you can get up in there. Y'all be like, Doc, when you edit in Final Cut, you do it too fast. Cool. Take Raphael's course. You don't gotta worry about me going too fast.
I was like doing a edit with me in one of my live streams, and I do everything at 2x. Like that's how I think my voice is supposed to sound.
I edit at 2x too.
And then like so people were like, how do you know what's happening? I was like, just doing it a lot. Because sometimes then I'll watch the video back and I'm like, why am I talking so slow?
Dude. Okay, that's a good question because we have a pro editor in the space. Rafi, do you edit at 2x as well? Like, it's easy for me. Like, it's like, I ain't talking fast, you listening slow. You learn how to listen fast. And you know what you said if you're editing your own content. So when I'm editing, I'm like, thank you. Listen to the man. The only way to get better is to actually do it. So boop, yes, boop, boop, boop. All jokes aside, and not just promo because it's my homie, bro. If you need to get your editing on, I told you guys in a video that I made the other day that I highly suggest going Final Cut Pro, regardless of what all the bros on the internet say. I highly suggest most of you people Final Cut Pro. DaVinci is cool, it's free, but the learning curve ain't free. And you don't really have that kind of time. And none of y'all are that broke that the $200 to get Final Cut is going to kill you. I'm not going to let you give me that excuse. You can babysit somebody's kids twice. You can watch 4 cars. Like, I'm not going to let you have that. But because of the way the infrastructure is with Apple, because of the way it works, and even some of the updates that are in 11, I think you really need to just go stick to Final Cut. You can always change later. Mary Lou is Premiere all day, And
And CapCut.
if you have that, knock yourself out, right? But I highly suggest new people who are starting to pick one. You got to pick one. Just go to Final Cut.
Yeah, that like I wouldn't ever recommend Premiere to a new person. It's just like I learned how to drive on that car, and I'm fastest
Right,
in that
right, right,
lane.
right.
But like if you were starting fresh, like Final Cut, if it's simpler tasks than that, CapCut could be the way. Just but like Doc said, you just got to pick a lane.
Yeah, just pick one. None of the lanes are wrong. I'm just for people who are brand new. I really think that staring at Da Vinci would just freak them out. And it's good. Like it is an amazing editor, but I just think, through the like what Rafi just said, free isn't always free. And the reality is Da Vinci's not free. Da Vinci's $2.99. They do have a free version, but what most people that lie to you on the internet, they end up buying the $2.99 version. They love to talk the hype about it's free, but most of the guys that are doing it, they end up buying the $2.99 version. And one of the ways they end up buying the $2.99 version is they buy the speed editor, which is $2.99, which comes with the free DaVinci. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There you
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Not
So
talking about your subject data. Oh.
I know that Kevin is getting me in trouble. I gotta come over here and put this in the right. I'm in the wrong book. I'm in my commonplace book article. Let me come back over here to where I'm supposed to be. Do the hard thing first. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry,
Right.
Kevin.
We got stuff in the drop down menus for you to peruse.
All right, so we are titling uh Eat the Frog. Yes, that was the one that I really, really loved. Uh, Stop avoiding the hard stuff. I think this is good because number three is just giving it to them straight. I kind of like it. I'm gonna I'm gonna color code number three. All right, so I know what I meant to do today. I meant to put up a graphic for people who just brand new and roll up in here by accident that we are currently in pre-show mode. I also need to put Lou over here. I don't know what the heck I just did.
Just let me sit on the top of your head.
Why is she in the wrong spot? There she go. I was messing around with showing somebody why the deck link quad is the answer and stop being cheap. And there you go. Mike said he looked at the DaVinci user manual and was like, nah, fam, I am out. Raphael said, use the code CYBERCUT to get 50% off that coast. Yes, go support my mans. Go see Rafi. Ooh, I don't know if you know this, but in the new Mac OS, if you push a window to the top of the screen, it will like go full screen. I have never seen the Ecamm overlays menu. Hey, let me do this. I gotta show y'all. This is crazy. Wait, that's the wrong button. Let me come here. Click this. Okay. Listen, if you take this overlays menu, and I was just trying to clean up, but if you hold it at the top for a second, it takes over the whole screen. All you gotta do is pull it back down to come back to normal size. But you can take any one of your screens and just throw it at the boom, full screen. Yo, I need to see these comments and reactions on blast. That was wild. Yo, that is bananas, man. That is absolutely bananas. So that's brand new Sequoia work for you guys. Let me stop goofing off. I'm trying to focus, Daniel San. All right, so I like that one. And then let's look at our
Final Cut a
hooks.
one-time purchase?
Yes.
Or subscription? One time?
Once.
But then you have to do you have to pay for when there's new versions
Nope.
come out?
The version of Final Cut that I bought back in 2014, I've never had to pay for an upgrade.
Cool.
See, nobody talk about that either.
Yeah, that's excellent. Does this apps bundle go on sale for Black Friday typically? Probably not, right?
There's no such
It's
thing as
already like a
selling
deal.
Apple World, but the bundle
Yeah.
that we gave you is the education price, and nobody checks, so you can get all of that for $199.
Amazing. All right. I'm gonna learn Final Cut for y'all.
Hey, I got this friend named Raph. He has this course.
Yeah, I'm ready. I have it open. I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yo, listen, I will teach you all you need to know about Final Cut, and then Raph will teach you more.
Because that's what we're talking about, like, is like doing the hard thing. I'm like, I don't know how to use Final Cut. Like, I'm very fast in Premiere. I'm very good in CapCut Mobile, but you know what? Fine. Let me do a whole new editor because
Yes, that's what Raph and Luis just said the same thing. The Final Cut Pro subscription is the new Mac hardware all the time.
uh
There you go. There's your Final Cut Pro subscription is getting a new Mac all the time. Y'all stop sidetracking me. I didn't have no coffee. Well, I did have coffee, but that was 2 hours ago.
go get
Tuesday
a
is a day where I
coffee.
got to stream a bunch in the road. No, it's upstairs. My house is upstairs. It takes walking. It's a long walk.
Final Cut stealing CapCut features. That's good because like I see like we're working in my group with CapCut on the desktop, and there's things that I like in Premiere that I'm like, well, I can't be full CapCut desktop, but now one by one they're showing up there. So
Listen, there's no stealing. Because CapCut entire thing is stole, but
yeah.
it's just business. It's just how
Yes.
it's did.
Well, it's like with them, they're listening to the things that we need, right? Because like
Right.
what I hear is like silently in my head, I'm like, oh well, I need this thing. And then it shows up and I'm like, oh, all right. Well. CapCut is subscription now, yeah, for Pro. Okay, so things I need to know about Final Cut is auto captions. Does it have that?
Yes.
Will it do like cut out the dead space
There's
and filler words?
plugins for that. Yes.
Plugins. Bleh.
There will. I'm gonna put my foot down and say this right now in absolute fact. Just like we're all gonna die someday, there will never, absolutely never, ever, 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 absolutely never be Ecamm for Windows. Ever. Never gonna happen. Just I will bet you $1,000,000,000,000,000,000 it will never happen. You can buy a Mac for $499, so let it go. It's so simple.
Yeah, we need to like have a Keurig in your studio that we can remote
No,
trigger.
God,
So
who said Keurig in my life? Paul Duncan.
we need just a
I can't
remote
see
coffee
his face
machine.
right now. Dude, I can't stand Keurig. That shit tastes horrible. And I can't stand Dunkin' coffee. That's also horrible. That is nasty. He think he got jokes. I can see him giggling over there. I'm ignoring you, Paul. I'm trying to read these hooks. Dude, Keurig's is gross. I'm sorry, people. If you have one, that is on you. I'm a professional coffee drinker. I cannot stand that liquid dirt taste of Keurig coffee. Every time you put off that dotting tab, you lose energy and confidence. That's actually true. Yo, that's actually true. I like this. All right. I like this.
Which one are you looking at? Hooks? Yes.
Yeah. Well, see, and it's really funny. Yes, I am a coffee bigot, 100%. I will own every ounce of that, Rich. Like, what do you call that mess? What do you call those places that 24 convenience store coffee? No. Convenience store coffee in Japan, acceptable? Still not really, but I mean, it's good. Convenience store coffee? No. Instant coffee? There's some newer ones now that can fit the bill, but yes. Yeah. Oh, God. Absolutely not. I can't stand Keurig coffee. What is she doing? She adjusted her monitor?
My monitor's like been flickering.
Mine's too.
What?
I was just telling Paul the other day, my big LG's been flickering.
Me? This big LG. What's happening?
Yo, It's crazy. You know why? Because LG's new 4K LGs is on sale at Costco, and I'm
They're
like,
like,
LG is
send
like,
out the
oh,
signal.
Costco sent all the signals to LG monitors. Be like, yo, dude, my coffee machine costs more than my computer. My coffee machine costs more than my Mac Studio. How's that?
Would be like funny. You know how like we got buy me a coffee where people can leave like tips and stuff. If we're like legit buy you coffee and like a coffee just starts brewing and you have to drink it, you just be
Oh, dude,
so
this show
high.
would be crazy. This show would be crazy. Oh my god, I would be wired because people like Kevin would be doing that mess on purpose. Here you go. Here you go. Oh yeah, listen.
Espresso, double espresso. Let's go.
What you
Let's
need
go.
to do is
Let's
you need to
go.
download this type of notion. After you're gonna click over here and you're gonna grab your
Talk
favorite
about being
colors.
on 2X.
Yo, my whole show would be on 2X. What's so funny about this hook option, Mary Lewis, yesterday's video was about how perfectionism is really procrastination is perfectionism in disguise.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I like that. We can do that.
Yep.
We can
It
definitely talk
totally
about that
is. It's
here.
just an excuse.
Excuse. All right, I love these. Um, listen, wait till you see this pick of the week. Y'all gonna be mad. I can't put the actual commercial part in here, but listen. I'm getting married in the morning. Pew. Ding dong, you hear the church bell ringing. Man, I hear weird songs coming in my head in the middle of trying to do stuff. What in the heck? Oh my God, he is so dumb. He is all day dumb. All right, let me go to my notes.
I need a pick of the week.
Look at that flick of the wrist. Boom. Look at that flick of the wrist. He's so stupid.
Zilla, you okay?
Oh my God. Yo, he is absolutely losing it today.
You guys don't see Zilla often. But this is Zilla. Just the other cat. Yeah, baby.
Yo,
Yeah,
she's like Gwen Cat Funny. I'm just a girl. Oh. Dugadoon, 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 dugadoon. Sorry. Oh my God, he is absolutely losing his mind. I think what it is like, even though they're gonna drive me crazy, I am dying for this vacation, little Thanksgiving action, cause I like seeing my cousins them, but they get on my nerves. They crazy. They say crazy stuff that drives me nuts. All right, so pay attention, ref. Here's my pick of the week. You jerk. There. You just got to use the code enhance 50 and enhance 100.
No, but like, is this gonna work?
No,
Like, it's a
this is
deal that
because
works now, but like when we post
this
this,
is for after Black Friday.
okay.
This is my secret squirrel Doc Rock codes.
Oh.
Boom. Take that. Because by the time they see this, it'll be the beginning of January, maybe.
Yes.
And then that way, they have that. I need to learn how to do something this year. So then they can jump in there. Luniverse. What is your pick of the week? Room.
What is my pick of the
you
week?
can edit your own. I'm over here.
Yeah, I know. I just
you.
add it when I add it. It's usually like we get to that point and I'm like, this thing.
Well, like
It's legit. Like, what did she pick off the desk this week?
Hirsch, what it do, my friend? What it do? Oh, you merged it all into one. Okay. He said he ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got
Oh,
time
it's
for
not
that.
2 courses, just 1.
Just one. It makes sense because
Yeah.
at this point in time, like you kind of want the real deal Holyfield anyway, and there's it's easier now. Like Final Cut has added some things to make it easier. Ooh, don't make me look at the don't open this thing. Okay,
What
so
if the real troll is that there's nothing in there?
um, so my first Procrastination is really
Oh, yeah. Procrastination is a form of self-sabotage.
boom. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, bullet point
Ah,
number 2. Bullet point. Oh, that's the crazy
pra-
one. That is so
practical
crazy because
tips.
it's no the fact that it is technically killing your self confidence because you don't
Yeah.
realize it, you don't think about it, but you don't do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, and then you tell yourself that you're no longer worthy. Procrastination. Okay, let me put it this way. You know how since people like to use syndrome as a medical term, you know how certain things will actually inflame a condition that you have that is basically dormant unless you inflame it, like gout. But
Mm-hmm.
then eating a lot of lobster will inflame your gout. Procrastination will inflame your imposter syndrome. You're feeding into it by saying you're not good enough to do this every time you put it off. Boom. I like it. I like it. I like it. And then,
And then
bullet point free. I think 3 should be things that we actually procrastinated, and then after we did it, we realized how crazy it was to put it off so long because it was technically easy. Or because I
okay,
think
I think
everybody
that
can
then that should be 2
2.
then.
That should be 2.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
put practical tips last.
everybody can relate to that. And
Mm-hmm.
then for those of you in the chat, and maybe that can be a question. What is something that you previously procrastinated in the past, only to find out that it was amazingly easy or super successful? I'm just a girl. Oh, Gwen, leave me alone. I like you. You're my
I
friend.
just recently found out she lives in my neighborhood. She was like at our farmer's market. And I was like, oh, it's Gwen Stefani.
I am coming to
Come
your
on.
neighborhood because Gwen is my hero. I want to stalk Glenn. I mean, Gwen. Glenn is my boss. Gwen is my hero.
Glenn Stefani. Yeah, our farmer's market's nuts. It's like every time you're just like, oh yeah, it's just Jason
You
Bateman
just see
just
like
buying some
random Hank
avocados.
Russell sighting at your farmer's market. All the
Yes.
celebrities be up in there. What's up, Hank?
Oh
uh, Team
my
Rose
God, it's
in the
Paul
building.
Duncan.
Somebody came up in the chat the other day. It was Dr. Duncan. I was like, why y'all blending me and Paul together? But it was a real Dr. Duncan.
So what did you have? You said you had something you wanted for question of the day.
yeah, I guess something in the realm of what is something that you've procrastinated on, only to find out later that it was actually super easy or super successful. Because we all have that experience where we just completely procrastinated something, freaked ourselves out, over panicked, and then you get there, you be like, had the button, ba-gunk, that was easy. Easy.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask Chad to make this question look prettier. Da, 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 da. What's one thing you procrastinated only to realize later it would have been easier or better if you just tackled it right?
Look,
Sure.
I'm going to have this. That was easy.
That was easy.
Oh, he's so funny. Boom, boom. What the heck did that button come from? I don't like that. Oh, I gotta turn that off. I was trying to make this on a hotkey. I'm gonna save this overlay. Oh, Louise said for me it was Notion. Boom. That was easy. That was easy. Yo, y'all don't even know I'm over here making stuff while we supposed to be doing this. This is the
What is this?
coolest.
Procrastination?
Procrastination. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Here, let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Play. He is so dumb. He is so dumb.
Okay. Be right back.
There we go. There we go. All right. I'm gonna show y'all something. Y'all want to see some silliness right here? I'm gonna show y'all silliness while we waiting for Lou. No, 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 no. Stop. Stop. Okay, okay. 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 So I need to go. And then paste this in here. All right. Okay, okay, okay.
Guys, more you can stay there. Okay. Okay.
All right, all right. Okay, we're gonna make a new joint.
Are any of y'all going to Podfest?
Yes.
Because we're going to be at I know you're going to be there. So what I want to do, I'm going to take our questions of the day and use them as the interview questions to ask people in the hallways.
Ooh.
So it's not like, what's your podcast about? It's like, what have you been procrastinating on? They'll be like, excuse me?
Yo,
I was like, I said what I said.
people go get like mad defense because they do be out here BSing. You know what I mean? So they would get mad defense about it. And it's like, ain't no need to be defense, homie. I'm trying to save you from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm saving you from you.
I was like, we're doing the same. It's fine. Just tell me.
I think that's the thing that I don't think people really gather is it's like you're not alone.
Yeah, imagine like we're asking people, Paul, like, what are you doing that you should be doing? And they'll be like, don't tell my boss. I'm not supposed to be at this conference. Like investment bankers that are trying to have podcasts on the side.
Oh, that's even more funny.
You're like, who sent you? Who sent you?
All right, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my goof off experiment. He is done. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so let's just export this. Y'all are like,
What did he do?
Doc is on a mission. I gotta export it and then turn around and save it as a WMV. But he is ret. He is ret to go. All right, let's go ahead and export this next. This talk about he made this live in the show. Just so y'all know, if y'all take Raphael's course, you'll learn how to do what I just did in seconds, like legit seconds, like long enough for Mary Lou to go get whatever coffee she got and then came back.
That was setting cats free.
Here,
they were like trapped in here.
Before I turn it into a webm, I'll just stick it over here so you can see.
That was easy.
Slightly longer, but that was what I did. Just goofing off in seconds. Anyway, are we ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'll stop making easy buttons.
Are y'all ready? Watching home, watching at home.
Are y'all ready for the next comedian? What show was that?
Ooh, Kevin, can you send me that video or put it in the chat? I want to watch that because that's the style I'm percolating.
What's the style you percolating?
He said he watched a video from Sony Creator Summit that the same questions rapid fire were asked to a bunch of different creators.
I like
that. So if you are going to go to Podfest, you better come and see us. Better come and say hi.
Tell your daddy to page me. Oh my God, he's so dumb. What that was not Menace to Society. That was gin and juice while drinking something in the hood. Don't be a menace to society.
To South Central. Don't be a menace to South Central.
South Central. There you go. While drinking in the hood. There you go. That was a complicated name for a very funny thing. All right, so let's breathe it out. Let's get ready. I feel like we good. And then let me start and stop the recording. And then my file is finished. Let me quit this and stop messing around. Then I can just go.
That was easy.
He's so good. He is so good. Why? Why is he simple? Why? Dang it, where'd the background go? Ask yourself, why is the boy so simple? Just want to know. I just want to know, like, what is wrong? What is wrong with him? All right, let's go. Let me stop messing around. Yes, don't be a menace to society while drinking your gin and juice in the hood. That's the name of the actual title. Perfect. Start and stop the recording. All right, so for those of you who just been hanging out here, like, what the heck are these two knuckleheads doing? We do the live recording, and then we record, and then we finish, and then we post it later. That's it. That's it. I like to do these live recordings. All right. One of those sap of this here water. I would say quieter in the set, but if I tell Karen that, she's gonna drop something in the other room. Just whenever you tell her to be quiet, it actually makes more noise. That's my goodness. That's actually a white hair coming out the side. That's okay. I don't have bangs.
Oh, really? Kat was like, Zilla was like, let me out. And then now she's back in here. She's like, actually, it's kind of cool in here.
She just want to be your friend. All right, starting the recording. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, Woosah. In 5, 4.
We want to let you in on a little secret, little truth, something maybe you do not want to face. Every time you put off that daunting task, that thing that you're like, oh, I just can't, I don't, I won't. Whenever you're doing that, you're losing time, you're losing energy, and it's eating at your confidence. But we're going to talk about today how you can get unstuck from that because we don't want you to be stuck in that. That's not worth being stuck in.
Ooh, Creators Unstuck. I like this show. I should be on it.
I'll let you. I'll allow it. You can come be
Thank
on
you.
the show.
The judges will allow it. Listen, it's that. I think this is a good one because this is the time of the year where a lot of people make heavy claims or adjustments to what they're going to do in order to make it better this go around. And where it normally gets derailed is the minute you're given a task that is hard, whether from yourself, from your community, from your audience, from your boss, whatever the case may be. When that task comes up, it starts you to begin to doubt yourself. And the instant thing for people who start to doubt themselves is like, I'll get to that later. Let me do the easy stuff first. We're going to challenge that. So this is like, let's do the hard stuff first. Just do it. Well, because then you can have a win, and then that win gets you juiced up. And then when you juiced up, the easy stuff becomes easier, if that makes sense. So, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's drop the question.
I just got like a vision in my head of like a rubber band, right?
Yes.
And if you just like throw the rubber band, it only goes so far, right? But it was easy to just throw the rubber band. But if you were like, stretch the rubber band and shoot it, then you got more juice and it goes further along. The rubber band went further in the end because you did it the harder way.
Example in practicum on camera. that hurt.
Oh,
I just so happen to have a little elasticity here. It's funny that you say that because in pure nerddom, when you stretch a rubber band, what's inside that is known as potential energy, right? So you're releasing it, you're releasing the potential energy and allowing it to go forward. So,
so if you're doing the thing with more tension,
Mary Lou had a physics degree.
Well, I could have. Sometimes I'm like, I should have went that direction. I should have done more sciencey, but here we are.
What would we do right now? I'm Mary Lou, the physics lady. Let me talk to you about the Pythagorean theory.
I would find a way to make it funny. It would work. It would work
like
one way or the other.
Lou Nye, the science girl.
It would be the Looniverse. Welcome to the Looniverse.
Welcome to the Looniverse. Oh, you got the branding already. You're squared.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, like let's drop the question of the day on them. I just like it when you say it. It's so much cooler.
Let us know in the comments or in the chat if you're watching live. What's one thing that you've procrastinated on only to realize later it would have just been easier or even better if you just would have done it? Like this happens to me all the time. So we're going to share some of the things that we put off, but
yeah, we're going to come to that in a second.
Yeah.
First but you let us know. Say about procrastination because first of all, it is my middle name. You ask anybody, that's my middle name. All through school, I used to hate writing papers. I thought that was one of the lamest exercises of college. And I used to put it off always until the very end. And two things would happen. I'd write a killer paper. My teachers would be like, man, this is great. Like, you must have worked really hard on this. And I'm like, hee. I did it last night. But the other one that always blew my mind is it'd be like, write a 5,000 word essay. And I'd come in at like 3,600 something. And then they'd be like, you kind of light on words. And I'm like, did I cover all the bases? Yes. Did I say what I needed to say? Yes. Did I prove my argument? Yes. You got the beginning, the climax, the denouement, the resolution. Yes, 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 yes. Then what am I just gonna do? Put filler words and wherefore and this and then? Like that's just not how I am. Like if I can say it in 3 or 4 words, that's what I'm gonna say. Like nobody runs into the theater and go conflagration. You go into the theater and you yell fire so that people can get out. If you yell conflagration, nobody will move because Americans are stupid, and then people are gonna catch the light. Then they're gonna be burned, and they're gonna look like Richard Pryor up in here. So sometimes you don't need to be circumloquacious. I used to have that argument with my teachers all the time, all the time, all the time. It was kind of crazy. Why use big words when a normal one will do? But yeah, that procrastination it is to me, it's a costume. And what it really is a false shield of perfectionism. Because perfectionism is your way of trying to protect yourself from blame, from ridicule, from weird comments, so forth. So that's the reason why we out here trying to be perfect, right? And you feel that if you come out absolutely perfect, then nobody has any opportunity to say anything spicy about you. The truth is, someone's gonna say something spicy about you and me no matter what. You know, we're females of color. That's what happens. But even to my sissies, not that kind of sissy, but as in sis, they get hater comments all the time. Rafi would tell you, man, we have a thing called angry viewers in our Discord. And there's just some dude, he got something to say about every one of the creators that's in the circle. I don't even know if this dude knows that we're all friends and that his comment on everybody, the dude just throws hate because he got nothing better to do. But more than likely, he's just looking for the response so that he can feel seen and feel that somebody's paying attention. So the best way to deal with that dude is probably to ignore him. But he's really, really talented at the deep cuts. Like he come for the heat, and he makes my friends feel irritated. I'm like, man, if we saw that dude in real life at NAB, Robin is probably 4'10", live in his mama basement. I call him out. I ain't scared of him. Anyway, yeah, it's just a thought. That's just a thought.
Right.
I
So people are
think
going to
it's
say
hiding
something.
behind perfectionism, and I
Yeah.
think the perfectionism is a fake shield that you think is going to protect you from the spice, but nothing will protect you from the spice.
Right. So like if you reframe the procrastination as a form of self-sabotage, because I don't think people often think about that. They're just like, oh, I'm just putting it off. I'm putting it off. But if you're like, no, this is actually bad for me. Right. If you actually start telling yourself procrastination is bad for you and you challenge yourself to break the habit, because maybe there's something else you could put off that's not as important. It's just this thing you're putting off that is higher priority. You should do that first. And then it's hard. It's hard because when you put stuff off, like that's when I'm the most stressed, it's just because I put off stuff. Like Doc always tells us, right? Like that stress comes from broken promises.
Yep.
To yourself, to other people. That's a procrastination. It is self-sabotage. And for what?
I'm not doing it, but my brain wanted to start singing the Beastie Boys just now. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Just know it's playing in the background.
Well, you got the white suit on right now, so it's even more so. I'll stop. Okay, anyway, yeah, you're right. It is a form of self-sabotage, but you mentioned something in the pre-show, which will stick with me forever. It actually, when you procrastinate, you're purposely taking a hit on your own self-confidence. So everybody who's watching this show, if you're brand new around here, Lou and I do not like this conversation around imposter syndrome because you're not an imposter. You're not trying to be somebody else. And B, you don't have an actual medical condition. But syndromes can be inflamed by a behavior. So, for instance, if you are a person who fights purine, you have a gout issue, you cannot go out and eat 3 lobsters because that will inflame your gout. So, when you procrastinate, you are inflaming your lack of confidence. You are punching your self-confidence in the cash and prizes. Why would you purposely kick yourself in the cash and prizes?
Yeah, if you think about like each of us starts as like our confidence, it starts as a Jenga tower, right? It's like a strong, solid Jenga tower. And as we go through life, little blocks get taken out or they get put back in. But other people are going to be taking stuff out all the time. You have to be the one to pick up the blocks and put it back in. But when you procrastinate, it's like stuff's just falling off when you could just be like, nope, let me just put this back in here.
Oh my God! Listen, we're doing we record the show live, so a live studio audience is kicking with us, and Raphael just said something really brilliant in the chat. Sooner or later, we all realize no one is coming to save us. It is truly up to us. That's the minute you become an actual adult, right? We got the gift certificate, we got the degrees, we got a license, we got a house, mortgage, kids, whatever. But the moment you realize that nobody is coming to save you, that's real adulting. What's really funny is in our country specifically, there's a bunch of grown ass people who still think someone's coming to save them. And it's not like I play the lottery because I like gambling. It's because I play the lottery because I think it's going to save me. They're two different things. Like I ain't stupid. When I go to a city that has lottery, I always get a ticket because you never know. You might accidentally win. And I've won the lottery a couple of times, but it's been stupid stuff like $500, $200. Like I never won anything big. The most I've won is $500 in Maryland lottery. But you know, you just might hit it. Or like when we go through Vegas, I don't sit down and gamble, but I will be stuck somewhere waiting for a second. And it's like, let me just pull this slot machine this one time and see what happens. I'm not a gambler, but you never know. And my brother does that, and he always manages to win something, which cracks me up because he only puts in one coin. So he'll win $250 when it could have been like $2,500. But Rafi is dead solid correct. And I love it when people in the studio audience come up with a heater like that. No one is coming to save us. It is completely up to us.
Right. So we have to make the decision to do the hard thing first.
Correct.
Nobody's going to come and tell you. You have to decipher it. You have to make the choice and be like, you know what? I'm going to do this first. Let's just get this done. Let's just get this over with. And then you can get to the fun stuff.
Okay. So I think something that you stated earlier as well is also valid. If you do the difficult situations first, that helps you gain momentum. It helps you gain strength. And it makes the rest of the job easier. You know what I mean? And maybe the reason why people flipped it is you often have sort of the boss mode at the end of the game. So they put the hard part at the end. But I like to always match it up to, you ever seen the way people, you've had a regular job before too, so you know this. You ever seen the way people work the day before vacation?
Hustle, 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 or
Bro, they come
nothing
in
at all.
And they crank it out. Like they
Yeah,
gotta
you're like, wow, you
get,
could do all that?
yeah. And then I always think to myself, like, why you don't work like that every day? Why do you come up in here last week Thursday, feet up on the desk, kick back, ain't doing jack, talking spicy, talking about Game of Thrones at the water cooler? That was my fault. I was talking with you. But I'm just saying, like, it's funny how people work crazy the day before vacation, but they don't work like that every day. And it was like,
Yeah.
if you're really trying to get to what you're trying to get to, imagine if you worked like that all the time. Michael said it earlier in the chat, and I mentioned it about myself when it came to writing papers. I would crush a paper the night before it's due. But then every time I did that, I always told myself, why don't you just do this paper when you first get it so it can be off your chest, and then you can go out and get blazed with the homies. But I would do it backwards. I'd go out and get blazed with my friends, and then come back and get blazed and write that paper. Because study high, take the test high, get high scores.
Right?
Kids don't do drugs. But it was college. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm being this is factual documentary here.
All right. So Doc, as a creator, as an adult creator, what are some things that you procrastinate that you shouldn't?
Editing, which is really stupid because I can edit fast. I am quick. But I think I often procrastinate based on the talent because I know I can do it fast. So that gives me opportunity to go do some other stuff and I'll get back to it. And then you get behind the 8 ball a little bit. And then the other ones I think are definitely procrastinate because of feeling that I don't know how to do it the way that I want to know how to do it. Okay, I like to do things on autopilot because I'm that skilled at it. Like editing. I can edit on autopilot. I can shoot on autopilot. Sit down and write a newsletter. That ain't autopilot for me. That is I am still learning. I am still, Liz, what the hang's going on over here? And she's like, well, Doc, you just need to do blah, 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 blah. And when Liz explains it to me, I feel just like y'all listening to me. I'm like, huh? Say that again.
Excuse me?
So I think I tend to procrastinate on the things that I don't excel at. And what's funny is what I yell at Emma about constantly. You're procrastinating on the things you don't excel at. But I also procrastinate on the things that I hyper excel at. So therein lies a problem. There's a huge problem.
Right. And it's not that procrastination's ever going to get like really shaken out of you, right? I feel like that's just a human nature thing. Yes, it's managing the illness, right? It's managing the symptom. What can we do? And then make choices as adults, right? Because no one's coming to save you. No one's going to come and tell you like, here, this is the order you need to do this. You know, even if you get somebody to tell you that, are you going to do it? You still have to do it.
I want to give my people grace though. Here's an important one. Take this, Alicia. I want to give my people grace because the opposite of the procrastinator is the busybody that just does a whole bunch of stuff and got really long lists and checks and everything looks all stacked up. And you go, and it's a house of cards. All they did was tick boxes and move fast. Ain't no substance in the back of that. So there is the opposite.
Yes.
Right? I just want to let you know there's an absolute opposite. I have worked with those people. They got color-coded markers and like everything. I got color-coded markers. I should have hated on color-coded markers. But they just like, got the little clipboard and prancing around and be like, oh, it's like, Rebecca, sit your little fast ass down because you ain't did nothing. You be up in the boss. Can I get you another coffee, boss? Boss, I feel like I made sure that nobody was in your parking space, boss. I put a cone in the front so that nobody can get your space. And it's like, Rebecca, if you don't sit your little skinny ass down, knock you out. I don't like busy work, folks. I can't stand it. Paul would tell you, like, whenever, like, Katie them try to give me some busy work, I have a cow. I'm like, no. I got real stuff to do. I can help folks. Doing busy work does not allow me to help folks. I ain't doing busy work. I just don't. Like, y'all can fire me. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So there is a difference, but I feel like the procrastination is a problem for most of us because we out here. We also have seen, and if we want to put it in the creator space, I have seen creators who seem to have that swan thing going where it looks like it's all smooth on the top, but underneath it's like blah, 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 and then they really going nowhere. So we were talking about this earlier about why I hate batching content. It's those I shouldn't pick on this particular conference in particular, so I won't call the actual conference that's in San Diego. But I see people at these conferences that look like they got it all going on, but underneath they got nothing but duck feet. Jimmy knows, because Jimmy been there. He knows. There's a lot. I'm not about busy work. So I do want to give you grace to say it's not due to busy work. We're not getting into the hustle culture, because even a lot of the hustle culture bros were full of crap. They were just talking smack. I'm talking about getting actual things did that help you move the needle.
Yeah, it's stuff that I always put off. I feel like the same way as you with the stuff I'm really good at or the stuff I'm really bad at, right? The stuff I'm okay at, but I've like gotten better by building systems. So when I used to film, and I would be like, let me film a bunch of stuff. It's on the SD card. and I'm going to put it, and then eventually I will edit it. Those things will never see the light of day. If I don't edit it right away, it will never see the light of day, which is why I built the muscle. Like, if you guys have ever seen me out in the world, it's like I will shoot and turn around a video like within the hour. But that's because I know if I don't, this video will never see the light of day. So that's a thing that I tend to put off, right? And I hate doing thumbnails and I hate doing descriptions. So part of the challenge that I'm doing with my group next week is that we are going to make our thumbnails and descriptions before we make the videos.
Can you tell them that again? I be trying to tell people that and they don't be listening. You need to make the thumbnail and the title before you make the video. It is proven fact. It is proven fact. It's proven fact. Proven fact. And I know you think you different, and I'm not asking you to be. If Jimmy Donaldson tells you to make the thumbnail and the title first, just like Tom Brady said, if you get 6 hours of sleep a night before the game, you'll never throw an interception. And you're like, nah, fuck, I'm going to the club. You know how dumb you look? I can't stand that dude. But he got 14 years and 7, 8 rings. I forgot. I'm over him. I'm glad he retired. But I mean, as much as I hate him, don't mean he doing it wrong. I hate him because he doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the title and the thumbnail first. I know that part sucks. Thumbnails are easy, bruh. Thumbnails are actually easy. If you listen to me and do it the way I do.
Well, listen, I'm about to, like, all my thumbnails are about to be bobblehead because I love it. I love the look. It makes me so happy thumbnail. When I see it. I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna copy your bobblehead style.
Yo, the bobblehead
inspired by
is just life, yo.
Yes,
it's funny.
It's everything.
I just changed the one from yesterday because I finally did one in studio where I pull it with the camera and I went right back in and bobbleheaded it because it just looks good.
It's a thing. It's really good. So like, it's gonna become a whole new style, you guys.
If you want, I know I've been picking on him a lot today because he decided to be our friend. Raphael makes good thumbnails, bro.
Ooh, I want to see.
Thumbnails. Go and check out his channel. Not while we're recording the show, Mary Lou.
No, later.
Raphael makes really, really good thumbnails.
Yeah.
What actually, else? All of the guys in my crew, the Final Cut crew, like they all make good thumbnails. But then we also send them back and forth and ask each other questions like, "What do you think about this?" And sometimes their B hitters are absolute A hitters. Like, this is really good at thumbnails. So, I can give you a couple of basics, right? Your face should be there when possible, but if it doesn't make the content, it doesn't make sense, don't put the face, right? But in theory, your face should be there. People just connect the faces better. Your face should be prominent, not like you and a little person in the corner. And the number one thing, try to keep it down to 1 to 3 words. I do not like you do not need to put the conversation of what's in the video in the thumbnail because you have the title sitting right next to it. And you don't need to tell those story. And I use the analogy that if Magic Mike came out with the Slingerland, you wouldn't go to that show. It lacks the intrigue. It lacks the curiosity gap. You want to create a curiosity gap. If you just came out here with your junk out, then there's no place to go. And then I just heard this from Jimmy. He was talking to Cristiano Ronaldo. Mr. Beast, talking to the best. He said, don't have your mouth open. Yeah, don't do those. He said, keep your mouth closed. You can do the faces, you can do whatever you want, but keep your mouth closed. And normally, why? I don't even ask why. He's Mr. Beast. And I normally don't agree with just following like the top, but I mean, yo, his thumbnails.
But this guy's a lunatic and has studied everything to such a
his thumbnails
degree.
Are $30,000 a piece.
Yeah, so I get it. Yeah, it's like if he says so, he probably did the work to figure that out for real versus people just saying stuff.
He ain't in Canva, okay? $30,000 a piece for the thumbnails. So anyway, back to the show. This is sponsored by Mary Lou had a question and Doc answered it.
Yes. Well, what I really wanted to know was what your pick of the week is.
Okay, so this time my pick of the week, because he's hanging out with us in the chat, but no, mostly because I think one of the things that makes people procrastinate is editing. And I think so many people, when we go to places, talk about their fear of editing, and it's not that hard. It really isn't. So my boy Raphael, who's hanging out with us today in the chat, Raphael Ludwig, he has a course. It's a Final Cut Pro editing course. And if you go in and you use the code enhanced100, enhanced100, he'll give you $100 off the course. But I honestly believe that everybody should get their editing together. And yes, CapCut is dope. You'll be amazed at how much faster you'll do things in Final Cut. It's a long-standing editor, and I can use both proficiently at this point, and I use both. There are times when you want to cut a steak, I'm going to use a steak knife. But when I am boning a chicken with a steak knife will make you cut your fingers. Right? So you have 3 major knives in your set. I treat this kind of thing the same way. You know what I mean? I am definitely not going to sit down and do a 45-minute documentary style video in CapCut. So that being said, it fantastic for doing short edits. And the thing about what makes Final Cut really good is the plugins are substantial. There's a lot of plugins that can help you out. A lot of them free, a lot of them paid. If you happen to subscribe to something like Artlist, docrock.live/Artlist, there's Final Cut templates and stuff already in there to get you started. But yeah, definitely take the course. If nothing else, you'll know the proper things about editing that will help you with pretty much any other editing software you look at later because you know the terminology.
Yeah, and that's so important when you're learning your editing, no matter which one you're starting at. And I think Final Cut is like a really great one to start with, is when you start to learn what is a timeline, what's a cut, what's a split, things like that. What's a marker? What's the playhead? Then you can start to find these things in any editor, just like you can sit in a rental car and you're like, I know how to get the car going. You might not know every special thing that the car does, but you can drive this car.
Dip, gas, brake, dip, shake.
That's right.
I'm about to get high feet. Let me stop.
Well, I'm excited. I'm going to definitely check that out, and I'm going to definitely get Final Cut Pro because you know what? Of doing the hard thing, that's a program that I don't know how to use yet. So this is me, and this is my style, is if I don't know it, I will become obsessed, and then I will fixate, and then I will learn it. Yes. And then it'll be my whole personality for the next couple months.
Yes. Word of advice to everyone before we get to Lou's pick. I never look at this new thing and go, oh my goodness, this is overwhelming. I look at this and I go, I like learning new shit. I just start my sentence
good for your brain.
With, I like learning new shit, and then you dive in. I never look at it in defeatist mentality. Like, oh my God, this is going to be hard. Of course it's going to be hard. You just told yourself that. If you like piece of cake. I have said piece of cake and struggled, but then didn't want to give up because I'm like, no, you're not about to beat me, mother. And I said, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And then you just keep going. But if you start out, this is overwhelming, then you're done. You're done. You're done the minute you start. So don't start. Don't start none, won't be none. Hi, Mary Lou. What's your pick of the
week? My pick of the week, I had it as something else, but I decided to change it because I was like, this in what we're talking about here with doing the hard thing first, having a group of people that you talk with can make the difference with that. So a couple months ago, I opened Video Creator Club. That is my membership. It's very, very new. But what we've done so far with my core group of people and our accountability group, everybody's like getting things done, moving forward, because there's somebody who can say, well, you said you were going to do this last week. Are you doing it? Or there's a check-in time. So my pick of the week is going to be my community Video Creator Club. If you guys are interested in it, you can check it out. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I can help you figure out if it's going to be right for you or not. I'm not letting everybody into the accountability group. I'm going to make it an application process. So if that is something that you want, you got to let me know. And if it's right for you, amazing. And if it's not right for you, that's okay. There's other places to be. I'll just send you to Doc.
Listen, Cher, if I could turn back time when I started my group, one of the first things I would have did was have an application and see where you fit. Group is solid now, but in the beginning, I left it open to everybody, and I had people that sort of occupied the group and weighed the group down. And then one of them is my moderator now. I'm joking, Paul. I'm joking. I was just making sure he's awake. Paul was over there like this. The cat was just coming on. Hey, dude, I'm hungry. So, no, but I definitely had some people that they just weren't the right fit. They're good folks, but they weren't the right fit for the group, and it kind of slowed everybody else down, and it might have scared people away. So if I could turn back time, Share, I definitely would do what you said. Make a sort of application process, interview, make sure that the person's gonna be a good fit for you and your style. That makes it easier for your brain. It makes it easier for everybody else, and everybody get in nicely and gets along well. So super dope.
Yeah. Because not everybody fits together right. And also, like, if you prefer learning doc style, he has his membership that you can go and apply to, right? So
foot in the ass style.
Different styles, right? Different styles. And I just have really loved it because it wasn't something I was planning on doing, but because of a partnership with Uscreen, I ended up exploring this, and I was like, okay, well, let me go through this. Like, this is where the journey's kind of taking me. Let me see where this goes. And I just like it, I look forward to it every week, and I look forward to seeing how everybody's growing. In there's like a library of content, right? I'm always adding new stuff, like new tutorials that are not on YouTube. We've got our community in there, but the accountability group is the one that's like, you got to apply to that. So you can sign up for the membership, but accountability group, that's my special people. So if you need accountability, get to somebody.
We're giving you guys options. You can do it the Elphaba way or the Glinda way.
I was watching that. I was like, that was me and Doc.
You can do wait. I would do it on Mary Lou. It'd make more sense. Look, you can do Glinda, Elphaba, Glinda, Elphaba, Glinda, Elphaba. Let me stop alphabet. Let me stop messing with that. All right. So
speaking of green, okay.
Yeah, let's get into some practical tips about eating this here frog.
Okay, so do you guys understand the concept of eating the frog? Doc, explain it to us.
Well, in Louisiana, they clean them real good, and then you bread it almost like chicken. Sorry, it's frog legs. Frog legs is good, people. Just say it. No, there's a book. It's called Eat the Frog, and it's about doing the hard things first. It kind of explains a little bit about what we talked about, but it goes into further. It doesn't explain a little bit about it. It goes into further detail about what we talked about. But your first goal is identifying what is this hard thing for you. And I think sometimes it's easy when we do self-inventory not to identify what is the thing that's slowing me down. So one of the first things I can give as a practical tip is you have to, this is so hard to do. You have to do a real deal Holyfield daily audit of what you do in a day for like a week. And that means write down every task, make little video snippets of every task. You can even cheat and take a photograph of your environment before you start every task throughout the day. So wake up, shoot a picture of your feet, hit the ground, right? Bathroom, get ready, coffee, all of that. You can kind of skip all of that, but about before you walk out the house, shoot a picture, right? When you get to the office to do this particular thing, shoot a picture. When you go to lunch, shoot a picture. When you catch yourself lollygagging, having a conversation about Wicked with Mary Lou at the water cooler, ask Mary Lou to take a selfie real quick. What's this for? Nothing. I just for my personal collection. I'm not going to share it. Boom. So at the end, you put those down. You can see the timestamps, and you get an idea of what you really did in the day. It's totally different from what you think you do in the day. Ask Rebecca, the busybody. She thinks she do all kind of stuff, but then we get down, she ain't did nothing. All she did was move fast. Right?
Where I'm the opposite, where I'll get to the end of the day and I'll be like, I didn't do anything today. And Will's like, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. That is me.
You know, like the opposite side of the spectrum, because
100%. I'm like, I did all of that today? Yeah. Really though? Yeah. So like,
did it? Did I?
It's almost like there's memes about the amount of steps you take in Japan versus here. When you get to Japan and we sit back at night and it's like, let me check the steps to see how we did today. And I'm like, 25,000? Like at home, I break 7,500 and I feel accomplished. In Japan, without even thinking about it, because you're busy, you're having fun, you're doing what you need to do, you're enjoying that good life, and then that's just how you get around. You 25,000. If you told somebody in this country that they were gonna do 25,000 steps a day, they would look at you like you absolutely high. In Japan, that's every day. That's just normal. You
Yeah.
know.
And like listen, like with this like breaking down what's important and intimidating, like use AI to help you. Like I have to do this where like when I'm getting like too bogged down because it's just too many tabs open. That's like the only way I can explain it for my brain is it's
Too
too
many
many
tabs.
tabs open, too many programs are open. So I need to just like make a list of everything and then brain dump it and then like copy that and put it into chat or Claude, whoever you're working with nowadays, and be like, help me prioritize this or help me simplify this. And just like at least it's giving you some feedback, right? So, or you can talk to a real life friend. That's possible too. But it's helpful for me because then I'm like, here's all the crazy things that I'm trying to do. And it's like, girl, you're doing too much. How about, it sounds like you just need to make videos, you need to do your accounting, and you maybe need to go to sleep and like focus on that today.
I will say this because it's been helpful for me recently. If you have more than 3 things on your list to do that day, you're doing too
Too
much.
many. Yeah. I
You could,
somebody
cause
taught me that
you could
too. It's
you
3.
can do a whole bunch of tiny stuff that makes you think you're actually doing something, but you ain't really doing nothing. You're Rebecca-ing. What you want to do, you got 3 major things that day. So you got your little card. You write down your 3 major things for that day, and get them done. And I don't mean wash the dishes is one of your majors because that's not it. I mean something that's going to move the needle in your business. And
Right.
so
What's the 3 things for you today?
put out an email for the email list because I've been slacking about that. And it's improve upon my, what do you call that thing? I have the Claude project that I wrote for YouTube descriptions. Paul noticed that it is pulling some wrong links, and I gave it a list of links that I will often refer to, and it pulled the wrong one. So I got to go in and recode that. It's not that difficult, but I did actually use the code side of Claude in order to write this. So it's not just a prompt; it's a prompt with a little bit of code in it. And I just sort of screwed that up, and then finished rearranging the office because I needed to make space. I need to change what I thought was going to be my space because the 3D printer is bigger than it is.
Oh. All right. So it's rearranging the space,
Yes,
is email newsletter, and
yes,
updating Claude.
yes. And I'll
Yes.
do the
Cool.
newsletter first because it's the hardest one for me.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm,
really,
mm-hmm.
I'm terrible, terrible, terrible.
Terrible.
I am terrible. Charles Barkley, terrible at it.
Well, for me today, I need to make thumbnails for the videos I filmed yesterday. I need to film a couple more videos for my challenge, and I need to do my laundry. It's like that's like it's a chore, but I hate that chore. So that's the one that I'm like I have to make that like a priority one where it's like the videos. If I don't finish it and fold it and hang it up today, it's never going back up.
Ain't never going back up. And you know what I've
It
been
just has
doing
to all happen.
recently too is I have been editing my videos in the membership side of my YouTube channel because I gotta edit
Yep.
because
And
they
then they get
watch
to
it.
hang out. I love to
I
edit with
gotta
me.
edit
Like
because they
my
watch it. It makes
community
the
likes
edit
it.
take longer. Because Kathy would inevitably ask me some crazy shit, but I still got to do it. And that way I
Yeah.
can't hide. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I could sneak down here at like midnight and do the edit before 12:30. But
And
it's
that's the
better.
accountability thing. So
Yeah.
if there is a thing that's really hard for you and you have a community and it makes sense to share it with them, do it in front of your people so they can like you are leading by example,
See,
right? By doing it. And then they're like,
this
"Oh,
is
I'm
this is what
empowered
I
to also
told
do it."
Aubrey because her doctor says she needs to write out things. So I told her, you live in a beautiful spot right next to a bunch of golf courses and a bunch of lakes. So just jump your little golf cart, drive to the edge of the lake, put the camera on the golf cart, and write. You don't have to look at the camera. You can be looking at your back. All you need to see is your hand in the paper. So you have no choice but to sit there and write for 30 minutes. And I'm like,
Mhm.
just post that as the video. Come right with me, play music, and write. Do not get your little butt off that chair until you finish doing what you was doing. And then now you're making it where you have no choice because people are like, "Where's she going to take us next?" Up in Pizza Tree, Georgia. You know. But she said, "Nah, I'm gonna go get me a peach shake from Chick-fil-A, and don't share with Doc."
Oh, so okay, are you a Pomodoro?
Audacity. The audacity.
The audacity. Do you use a Pomodoro technique ever? Is that part of your world?
Thought you knew. Look, this is the best timer in the world because you can spin it real quick to get to your 25. You can just twirl.
So I have that one in my kitchen. I got it for desk Pomodoro, and I always was just messing with. Always messed it up.
Really? Why?
That's just because I'm like
because it's too easy to
futzing
twirl
with stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would hit it, and I'm like I would lose the time, and then I would just give up on it. But this one's the one I've been using lately, and I like just because it looks like it's for children, and it's colorful, so it's just like a color block.
I just accidentally turned it into count up mode instead of count down mode. So now I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I just like I mess with it, and but that it's great in the kitchen because I put it's magnets to the fridge. But this is my girl lately. So like when you have something hard to do, right? Or if you're like, okay, all I need to do is work on it for this 25 minutes. That I can wrap my head around, right? Where it's like, okay, I don't want to do. You can get so much done in 25 minutes when there's a timer going on. Like you will be surprised.
That's what Mike said. The deadline thing does actually work for people. I think the reason why deadline thing works for us is because we got trained into it when we was little wee children up in school. You know what I'm saying? So I think our brains are heavily connected to deadlines because we got learned that in the American school system. So facts. Pomodoro works. There's a bunch of Pomodoro timery type apps that works. Listen, fam, YouTube has some beautiful Pomodoro videos. And there we have a Giz.
She's my timer.
She's like,
Lou, she's like, there's a deadline at 5 p.m. You feed me and you take me outside. So you better get it done.
She'd be like, feed me, Simo.
Yeah, she really is.
Oh, that's so good. It's so good. Yes. And now, with the Pomodoro timer, right? Once you finish your little time, you stand up, you stretch it out, go grab yourself a coffee, do that thing. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but I find it does help. I learned it years ago. I still do it all the time. And I also will hit the timer and keep going, which is bad.
I do that also too. You gotta stop. You gotta get up.
Gotta get up.
Gotta get up.
Get up and shake it.
I'll just be like, I'm like another 25, and then it's like you didn't stand up for 5 hours. So I'm like, ooh, that's
you get super bad cramp all in the leg, deep vein thrombosis. Like, no.
And also, like give yourself some grace with the procrastination. Like, don't try to play a perfect game because that's where I think people can get defeated. It's like when you're on like a special diet or you're trying to work out or even like this like Vlogmas challenges, things like that. If you're like, you miss a day, you're like, oh, I guess it's all over. Just throw it all away. Just give up. Or you just try to do better tomorrow, right?
You mentioned something really big about this. When you have one of the setback days, it's easy to go, this is going to sound super old. I don't know what young version of this statement is, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Or I guess in the U.S., in for a penny, in for a dollar, which doesn't make any sense. It sounds so much better in the British sense. But it's easy to be like, oh, I'm going to fall off the wagon today and I'm going to just eat some French fries when I wasn't supposed to. And then since we doing that, like the double
let's
Shake
get pizza
Shack,
too. Like, let's go.
The double Shake Shack with extra sauce. And then it is called Shake Shack for a reason. Let me get a vanilla shake. And then let me get some cheese sauce with that. Yeah, so that doesn't work. Like, you got to be like, yeah, this is just a small bump in the road. I'm a re-streak. And 3 can be a streak. It doesn't have to be like me. I'm sitting up here on 26. Yeah, I'm humble bragging 26 days straight.
It's so impressive.
I'm humble bragging.
Good.
But if I was to skip, say, 28 because I'm full, because y'all don't know, Karen's mom can throw down, yo. She cook good. So if I don't get a video done on 28, I ain't mad. I'll just make 2 videos on 29 and 30. Like, I'm not even going to mention it. Y'all wouldn't even notice because y'all full too. But don't worry, I'm going to make it because Mary Lou wants me to batch it today, which really get on my damn nerves.
Okay, so let's get into these like rapid fire questions because one of them was about, is batching procrastination or not wanting to batch? Is it your inclination for wanting to procrastinate?
Yes.
I'd rather do it last minute, right?
Yes.
I'd rather do it last minute.
Oh, why
you
you
get a
gotta
rush
be
from
like
it.
that? Really?
What?
You coming for me? Really? Why you
Because
gotta
I
be
do
like
the
that?
same thing. It's this.
Oh my
I do the
God, she called
same
me out in the public.
in the public. That's why we're besties.
Oh my God, I never thought about it like that in the least amount of sense. I never thought about it like that ever. But that's exactly what it is. I mean, if we're going to be honest, and I'm going to tell y'all whatever. If we're going to hit the honesty button, that's exactly what it is.
Brr, 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 brr. Honesty button. Honesty button.
You know what, Lou? I hate you.
What? Because I reflect back the truth to you like you do to all of us.
Yo, you can't flip the script on moi. I am the I'm the
okay. Here's a better
writer
one.
up
Here's
in this piece. But it
an
totally
easier,
makes
a better
sense
one.
now that you say that. It absolutely makes sense that the reason for doing that is somewhat enjoying the pressure because I excel under pressure. So I'm leaning on the strength of I can get it did instead of doing it in a manner that's going to make it easier for not just me, easier for everybody if we're really thinking about it. Oh, you stupid. I hate you. Why are you muted? Why are you muted?
Because I touched the button.
Well, she just muted herself. I heard nothing you said. That's good.
Nothing.
I couldn't hear any of that spice. Thank goodness.
Great. You can do both is what I'm trying to say. Is right. You could batch, right? So if you know Thursday is coming, right? You know the food is going to be bomb. And you know Thursday and Friday, you'd rather just sit and watch your sports ball. Just make the videos today. You can do it. You can do them double up, sit back to back.
100%, bro. 100% I can do it.
And schedule them, right?
Oh
and then
God.
if you want to still make a video, you can still make a video. Like nobody's going to stop you. It's not like, oop, I made my video today. I guess I can't touch the camera.
Yo, I thought she wanted us to guess what she said. Hey, way to go, Roy. Yo, no, man, listen. You talk about it's funny how when you catch an epiphany, right? When you catch an epiphany, like it really is funny how it just like wakes up the demons inside. But no, it is 100% true. It's very possible that my disdain for batching is also because I know I excel under pressure. So I'm absolutely crutching on the fact that I can get it done fast.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I like the challenge that we're doing with my group next week is a batching challenge because that is a difficult thing for me. I like make videos every day. I like make it, post it, make it, post it, make it, post it. The hardest thing for me is to hold it for later. So if I make 10 videos today, I want to post 10 videos today, as opposed to like saving a couple for the days when I don't post. Or I'm not making videos.
Listen, that is my struggle bus when it comes to courses. Because I can tell you everything you need to know about this. Like legit, I can tell you. Putting it in a straight line and being forced to go down a linear path.
Ooh.
Sacrilege. That's like coming up in my house and cutting up all of my Raiders and my Manchester stuff. I would want to fight. Like I don't want to fight. So sitting down and going down this straight line of when I recorded the video podcaster course for eCam last month, yo, it was kicking my butt. It was kicking my butt. I was having such a hard time because I be wanting to like, oh, and since we're here, we should just go ahead and talk about this. And it's like, no, you got to go like this because most of our users are, let's just call them special. So I needed to go down the straight line. It killed me. It killed me. It was almost
So,
like the
okay.
lady said. The lady said, "Oh, you guys could just walk to the South Hall. All you gotta do is go across this little bridge." We about
I'm like, he
halfway.
is injured.
We about halfway through the bridge. Like, where the hell is the end of this thing?
Oh my goodness. Okay,
There's a
next
Tesla
question for
loop
you
down the stairs.
is what's a task that you used to avoid, but now is just super easy?
That's a good question. Writing out my daily 3, like just
Mm-hmm.
putting it on paper. Like I used to be the task person that put everything on the list, but then I realized that the list would just grow and grow and grow and grow and never really turn into nothing. And then I went the exact opposite, which is don't write anything down. And then now it's like, okay, listen, that 3 was important. Let's go back to that. So that would be
For
one
me,
for me.
it's is working out. It would just like I would put it off and I'm like later, it just was like not important, but also I was like, I know I'm just putting this off. So now like I did like I did a sticker on the calendar, right? And it's like you do the chain, you make a sticker, a star sticker. I gave myself gold stars. If I went to the gym, I was like, I just had to walk in, right? Didn't even have to do anything. Uh, as long as I didn't break the chain for more than 2 days. Now I've done it long enough.
Positive
Now it's like if I
reinforcement.
don't go, my brain doesn't like it. So now it's like regular. Now it's the norm. Now I just have to go because it's like my medicine. So
That's that
that's
positive reinforcement. Exactly.
mhm.
I'm keep going to Zoom and double checking to make sure Paul is okay. Because Paul is working so hard and his face is like this.
He's
I'm
doing
like,
stuff. He's
I'm
busy.
like, is he dead? Paul, blink
No.
twice.
Ooh, that was a good movie, by the way, if you
What?
haven't seen it.
Blink
Blink
twice?
Twice. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll,
really?
we'll talk
Okay.
about it. It's very good.
Oh, wow.
And the last question I have for you, what is a theme song for Do the Hard Thing First?
Ooh, she hit me with a hard one. What is a good theme song for that? That's cheesy, but it's probably got to be Rocky.
Yes. Dun,
It's the eye
dun,
of the
dun, dun.
tiger rising up back from the streets. Took my time, took my chances. That's got to be it.
Yes. I
And
love it. I love it.
I
I
did
love
want to
it.
point out something that I think a lot of people may or may not know. The procrastination as a shield for perfectionism is absolutely a manifestation of ADHD. That is one of the things. So I know I got it, right? I know I got it. And I look at some of my older people who have ADHD, but weren't diagnosed because it didn't exist for us back then. They're still very much on the perfectionist, and the fear of getting things wrong is part of what they do. But they also do busy work to always be on the move. So they're forever like, because it's just a way to keep the brain can't do idle. So they basically do move fast, pointless work so they can act like they're busy because that's the only way the brain chills out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's the
I know
talking
I used
loud
to
and
be
saying nothing.
again.
No,
Me?
you're good. You're
No,
good.
not
We
me.
can hear you.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
you
No,
can turn
I
it
used
off,
to be.
by the way. I'll show you how.
Oh yeah, I feel like I have, but I don't know. I did it again.
There you go.
I know I was like busybody because if like in my household growing up, it's like if you're sitting around, like you better be doing something, you know? And it's like, well, I don't
Yes,
want to get a flip-flop thrown at me.
bro.
So I'm busy
Chancla.
always. Mm-hmm.
Bro, I told this to Emma when she was like 6. I was like, child, listen, never use the word I'm bored around me because I will find you something to do. And it felt so good to say that to her because, yo, that was my life. Yo, never told my moms or my grandma you was bored. That was the stupidest thing you could say. Mom, I'm bored. Oh, really? She pulled out a Kevin Hart on you. Really? Next thing you know, bro, you were organizing we had the cabinet they had all the dishes that nobody used. The China cabinet as they called it. Yo, take it all out, polish the silverware. It's like, no company coming over. It ain't even Christmas. Yo, it could be December 26th. You was gonna polish that silverware. Like, it's super stupid, bro. So I learned that early.
Yeah, but it's okay to rest sometimes. Like that is like kind of the opposite of like you're procrastinating the big things, but you fill up the time with other stuff. Like if you're doing that, maybe you just need to take a rest for a second, right? So you can clear your mind. Like look at what you're
Paul brought
doing.
up something that's kind of true too. I think especially for our older crowd is there's the idea of that when you're quiet, you give your mind a chance to start thinking of the scary stuff. And that's because we grew up in a time that was relatively tumultuous for anybody that wasn't on the list, which is pretty much everybody, unless your name was Tom Smith. You stayed busy because then if you're moving, they can't see you and say something bad about you or do something, whatever. So you start to think of the scary stuff when you're not busy. I fully understand that. So you definitely had to look like you was moving at all times. Like here's a known manifestation of that. I have a crazy memory. Like it's idyllic on a level that's stupid. So I never really needed my textbooks, but I had to carry all my textbooks because the couple times I got caught without, I would immediately get questioned, and then it'd be like, my Spanish teacher was the worst. How come you never have your Spanish textbooks? Because I don't need it. Well, what about this, and this? And then I would just say it. And then she was like, look at my score. And she looked at my score. She's like, yeah, how do you never carry textbooks? And how do you never study? And how do you get straight A's in Spanish? Because it's my native tongue, you racist bitch. She just had me pegged as black, not as Afro-Rican. So in her head, I was cheating because I can't be that smart to get straight A's in Spanish. But I was like, it was my native tongue. I didn't learn to speak English till I was 8, you dummy. But yeah, I think it's Paul is right. Like not looking like you're busy enough, even in corporate world. I mean, Paul comes from an old school corporate world. Like you look like you're not busy, bro. Somebody would give you something really stupid to do, or they next time the cuts came, you might get cut. So there were people who would make up stuff to do so their job could stay on the list. That wasn't good for nobody, honestly. It was actually bad for them, it was bad for everybody. But they made themselves stuff to do. And normally in that time frame, it was middle managers. Middle managers were famous for just making them. I have this new program that we're implementing.
You're like, sure, okay, sure.
Is the cell phone service. That's all we need to do. Stop trying to make up some other shit. That's super funny.
Well, our friends, I hope that you work on procrastination and don't self-sabotage because it is so much better when you just get the things done. You can prioritize for yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. But I hope you pick something after listening to this episode that scares you a little bit, something that's a little slimy, something that's the frog, and just go do it. Set yourself a timer and be like, you know what? For the next 25 minutes, I'm going to work on that thing, even if it is just getting your life together and figuring out what that thing is.
Look, if you
I hope
live
that you do that.
near a Cajun restaurant, go actually eat some frog. So that way you can be like, I did this. Because I know that scares y'all. It's delicious, by the way. I know that scares y'all. But it'll be a good way to just kind of like, shake it. Boom.
Yes.
I love it.
That was a good one. That's a good episode.
Mary Lou, right?
What does it
Check out Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mendel on Ecamm Live. Don't get stuck like Chuck. Tune in to Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mendel.
Okay, it's my turn now.
Yes, y'all.
Yes, y'all. You've been unstuck, players. You've been unstuck, yo. Listen, just go do it. You got time to sort of recapitalize what you need to do, put things into order, get your big 3 on the list. Take Thursday, really, really absorb it, and just enjoy this moment and see what you got. All right, gang. You know what they say around here. See ya. Deuces. That was very good, Ludiverse.
Yeah, I liked that one. I love when like something that we talked about right when we first get on the call is what incites the episode.
Cause it's fresh. What it do, PK? What it do? Paul said, "Remember to wash your hands." Yo, for real, I looked up. I thought Paul was asleep. Dude. He was like that. But
No, he's feeling it. He's like, get the
no, he
spirit
got
in
the
him.
one monitor that's higher than the rest. And if you don't know that, it just looked like he'd be like this. And I'm like, yo, Paul took the rubber band, put it on the arm. He's having his 60s flashbacks.
Oh
Speaking of another
goodness.
Paul, man, we got all the Pauls today.
Paul.
It's PK.
Paul Kelly, hey.
PK in the building. What it do, bro? Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, folks, and everybody enjoy your little festivities. Are you going to go hang out with fam?
Yeah, Thursday is actually Will's mom's birthday.
Come on, Will's mom, Madam Danger.
Yes, like the rest of their like usually we do Thanksgiving with their family, but Will's sister just got married, so they're on a mini moon. So like everybody's kind of separate. So we're like the ones in town, and she always like doesn't get her own birthday because it always happens on or around Thanksgiving. So I said, well then Thursday we're doing birthday party. We're doing a birthday party. They happen to be serving Thanksgiving food. We're gonna go like eat somewhere, but I'm getting balloons, we're getting cake, we're getting candle, we're doing birthday party. Like I'm not gonna say the word Thanksgiving.
I love it. I feel like Paul Dixon, Paul Duncan, Paul C, Paul Kelly, and Paul Groder.
All Pauls considered?
I think y'all need to get a shirt just like the Ecam Paul family. And y'all just throw it up on the merch store. Dixon can design it. I think y'all need your own Ecam Paul shirt. Cause there's a bunch of y'all. And Katie said something funny today. She said, all the Pauls I know are good. And I'm like, all? And she's like, yeah, all the Pauls I know are the best people. I'm like, what about the old one? And she was like, especially him. And I was like, man, don't tell him that. He gonna get a big head.
We love our Pauls.
Here, look at him. He's just like, we little Paul in the corner. Nobody puts Paul in the corner. Your man's is tripping today. I am absolutely
wow. So that we were like 16 episodes.
Yeah,
16.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Weird.
17. This was 17.
This was 17. We're almost old enough.
Wow, 17. So we'll be like 20 by the end of the year.
Yep. It's
Rad.
a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Yes.
Well, that kind of like maps out from the time we came back and then starting in June, but technically really launching it at August. Like, yeah, that sounds about right. We did it.
Yeah.
Bruh, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And sometime next month on one of my live streams, we will rapid record some shorts.
Dude, in there like swimwear.
Yes, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I'm gonna put Mary Lou back. Look, no, she's Glenda. That was so funny when I came up with that. This is the dumb stuff that goes through my head, people. Y'all are so lucky that you cannot see inside there. There's some craziness. There's absolute craziness. Anyway, I'm going to go eat. I need to eat some food real quick.
Please eat something.
Oh, my God. I'm on week number 2 of my Wegovy, so I had to shoot myself in the stomach yesterday.
Right. You got to eat when you're hungry because, right, it makes you less hungry, doesn't it?
It makes you less hungry. I think I fixed my overlay. Let me see if I fix this for real. I'm going to put this on my little situation here.
That was easy.
It still came up black. It's supposed to come up clear. Okay, I gotta edit. But y'all, it's gonna come up on the stream. Y'all gonna be like, Doc, really though? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm gonna re-render that sucker. I know what I did wrong. Instead of just rendering, when I did it in Final Cut, instead of just rendering it on the checkerboard, I had actually put down a Control W, which is a gap spacer, and gap spacers are black. They're not clear. That is what. Oh, I know what I did wrong. No, he's so dumb. I just figured out what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. I didn't, when I exported it, I didn't export it as 4222222. That's the part that's important. I exported it as like all my YouTube videos because it's such a habit to press that button. But you got to export it as Alpha ProRes 44444444. That's the answer. See, sometimes you just got to think it all the way through. Raphael was here and he let me do it wrong 4 times.
He just lets you.
He just let me. What kind of friend is that? Now it'll be right. Okay, look. Let me put this as a overlay. It won't have the music on there, but it'll make sense. If it comes up clear now, then that means we did it right. There it is. There it is. He did it. No, I just got to re-render it. It's on like Donkey Kong. That is correct. Ooh. Oh, Mary Lou, I got to show you. I don't know if I showed you this in the pre-show. Oh, you did see it. When you accidentally move the window to the top.
Oh, yeah, it gets giant.
And then Final Cut just like, oh, look at here. Bruh. That is so crazy. So anyway, I got my video. I can fix it now. That was easy. All right, people. Let's go enjoy yourself. Oh, yeah, blip my files. That's so funny when Louise says that.
But now
Louise,
we know what it means.
I'm going to take it upstairs and blip it from upstairs so that way it's quicker.
All right, go get some food.
Thank
Enjoy
you, Lou.
your holiday. We'll see y'all next
today,
week.
right?
Not streaming, be recording.
Okay.
I was like, if I might pop in, but it's not scheduled. You know, I have to get some stuff done. You know, that's like that prioritizing situation.
Prioritizated. All right.
Done. You know, that's like that prioritizing situation.
Prioritizated. That was Paul.
Done.
Paul over here doing weird stuff.
Prioritizing
The
situation.
show got possessed,
That was
messing with
Paul.
Paul. Look, he lost the tab. Cause you scared Mary Lou because she said dun 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 dun. Prioritize, situated. All right, people, you guys rock. We'll see you later.
Don't get stuck like Chuck. Tune in to Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mendel.
Okay, it's my turn now.
Yes, y'all.